Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor 50 Week 2.
So many funny things. This episode, it was titled Therapy Carousel, and that was spoken by Christian Hubecki.
Council. What was it you said to me earlier? Oh, I think it's therapy.
Oh, instead of tribal council, it was therapy council.
Yeah, it's therapy council.
Yeah, therapy carousel is what Christian said. Previously on Survivor, Coach is sorry he stole the key.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He knew it when he said it.
And
Sorry. No, you were.
Coach's honor was questioned, but his honor and integrity are intact as far as he's concerned. And the Billie Eilish boomerang idol went to Ozzy. Jen is out, and Kyle's medevaced. Boom, boom, boom. They did that quick.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, they continued day 4 after Kyle was out, and Genevieve is quite emotional. She recognizes it. But
and Q.
Yeah, Q too. It hit him hard, but he says it's time to start over.
And as Genevieve was saying, she's feeling guilty because how can I even think about myself in the game when Kyle's
What does this mean
injured?
for me? Yes.
You know?
It's
I
natural,
want to go,
though.
what was it?
Yeah.
Well, of course it is. Yes, you do feel badly, but you still are playing for a lot of money, so you still got to play the game. So
We see Q and Colby talking there on the beach, and they're discussing how Kyle was encouraging them to win it, and how they're curious how they're going to do that with 2 votes, and so they decided to bring Rizo in.
without 2 votes, you'd be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about that choice of bringing Rizo in closer? We heard in the Kyle exit interviews that he was working on that.
Well, and we saw that was developing, and he was making inroads. The only thing we haven't really seen is how do they feel about Angelina? She's just like
She's purple
Angelina.
Yeah, she's definitely purple again, even
She's
this
the
episode.
purple in that tribe.
Yeah.
In that pink tribe. And Aubry we see, and I feel like Aubrey's in trouble within herself.
Yep, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. This is the Rizo moment. So he is happy about Joanne's not happy I course corrected Joanne, and Rizo is telling us that he is course correcting himself.
I would be slightly cautious if I were you.
Rizo is course correcting from a too hyper start. So he recognized that he came in too hot. And now he's ready to work with them till the wheels fall off. He's going to flip perceptions.
Why am I not believing that?
Well, we're going to learn why shortly. He's going to give a vivid demonstration of why that's going to come into question before too long here. But he tells us right now he is flipping perceptions, and he believes he's going to be here for the long stay. Okay.
Well, I already had him going home today.
Yes.
Once.
You've been on your own carousel today with who you're going to choose for vote off.
How many times did I change it?
I don't know, but you sure talked about it a lot.
Early this morning, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 a.m. or something. And I thought, I just got to have something in there. So I'm just going to put somebody there. And then I started changing it all throughout the day. And then ended up going right back to what I said on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I thought, okay.
Because the listener feedback did you right.
Usually stick with. So anyway, I'm glad I did because I got a point. But anyway, that was my carousel.
Over to the Cila tribe. Now we're on day 5. So we did a short 4 and then a 5 and a 6 in this episode.
Christian's starting fire.
Yep. We see Joe and Christian, and Joe's encouraging Christian to stoke that fire. So he pops a squat and drops right down there and gets it going. And then
look on his face.
Yeah, then he stepped away and he kind of froze, and Joe recognized that there was a problem.
What's wrong?
You feeling good, buddy? Everything okay? And then we see Christian pause, excuse himself, walks off, and Joe says,
just like what? He looks like
is shuffling the way my daughter does when her diaper's full.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out there's a reason for that.
Yes.
Christian pooped himself.
Well, or as he said, he had an unexpected evacuation.
GI, yes, issues.
Yeah.
We've certainly seen that happen, as he mentioned and referenced.
He's
also,
not
that
the only one.
we've seen that happen. I don't know if we've seen it quite like this, but I remember Stephen Fishbach had
where it was that
a
obvious.
series of issues. Yeah, I don't think Stephen loaded his
we've
pants.
Heard a lot of stories
Yes.
throughout time.
Yes, whether
Yeah,
it's not coming out or it's coming out without your
or
control.
It's being assisted by other people.
Yes.
Or anyway, I don't know why he thought his wife's going to divorce him.
Well, it does qualify as an embarrassing moment. He seemed to own it.
Yes, but just think.
It cracked Joe up to no end.
She's going to be able to use that forevermore.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to pick at him and make jokes, and
All kinds of
I wouldn't divorce
reminders.
you if you had a premature evacuation.
Joe just can't wait to tell Emily when she comes up. She looks like she's been off wallowing in the mud. Her skirt is just covered in mud or something herself. Anyway, he tells Emily, hey, I think Christian pooped his pants. That turtle head.
He's still laughing.
Turtle head popped out, he said, and sprayed.
Joe
where he
just
got
started
that.
embellishing.
Yeah.
It's like,
he was
what?
he was going. You could tonight at some watch party. He was just having the good old time with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I'm just sure.
Christian's got to go change his poop pants.
And, Christian knew this was coming, so he was prepared today. Maybe he stayed home from the watch parties. They can pick at him later.
I don't know. I think he owned it.
It's just a fact of life.
Yes.
He owned it. It happens.
Yeah. Well, see, and he was getting warm-up practice for this in the pregame when he farted on Colby. He's tried to sneak one out.
Here's what I don't understand. Is once he realized what happened, why didn't he take his bag with him instead of having to come back for it?
I think he was on his way to wash everything out, going to the ocean once he convinced the camera person to go away. But here comes Emily pigeon-toeing down the beach, and that kind of threw him a curve. And then so he let her pass by and then came back and got it. And he's like, I got to get my stuff. I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he had checked because when he came back, his belt was undone. And he's like, oh, no, this isn't something I can just wash. I'm going to have to do a switcheroo.
Yep. And anyway, okay.
All right,
I
Christian,
think we've spent enough time on that.
Yes, good stuff. Well, boom, we're off to the reward challenge, a water challenge. Bring in the boat, Prope says.
And they planned how to bring them in so that Jeremy's leaving would have, I guess, the
Once
maximum.
again, it was Kyle. Because we had
were
talked
talking about
Jeremy.
earlier
Yes,
today.
you've been saying Jeremy
now I've been
instead of
saying
Kyle.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's the second time
Yes,
I've
we
done
get the
that.
big reaction to Kyle's medevac.
Yes.
And it seems like it upsets
Sorry,
Kamilla.
Kyle.
Okay, maybe those are real tears. Kamilla was crying in response to all that. But on some level too, Kamilla was experiencing some relief. She's that shadow is not here over me now.
But that was a human response.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd already told us in the game she didn't want him there.
Yes.
And so
she
we
actually
realized
said, had Propes told her, she would not have come. and she expected he would at least
now
do
she would
that
have been
for
at
her.
home regretting it. But
Yeah.
but that was just an honest emotion, just because she didn't want to play with Kyle, and it wasn't
What
going to
if-
be her game.
What if it was the perfect mask for her elation, and those were tears of joy,
No, oh,
not at Kyle's expense,
it was not.
but for her own game?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
So you don't know what you're talking about.
And Ozzy catches a question from Probst, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've been feeling how real it is out here too. My back was killing me
Oh yeah,
in that
Well,
challenge,
and
trying to get the key."
Well, he thought he might be medevaced. He said.
Yeah, that's how bad it was hurting.
And I did consider that once you told me that he had injured his back, because that's the first thing he did
Before the game started.
When
Yeah.
Coach took the keys, he just lay down flat of his back, which he wouldn't always do. But I could tell it was hurting him. And can you even imagine an hour up there lifting that, flipping it,
I
using
don't
your
know
back?
how he did it with
I
a
don't know
messed
how he
up
did
back
it
to
either.
begin with. Yeah.
And I think he shouldn't have done
Because
it.
when you hurt your back when you're deadlifting, that's usually a pretty serious
Oh, yeah,
strain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope he can heal up from
Coach sees an opportunity, though. He chimes in about the difficulty of the challenge, but then is there to defend his integrity and his dignity.
Yeah, and I don't believe Ozzy brought that up, because he was kind of teared up. I mean, he really was afraid that he could have gone out that way.
Yep.
So I think that was very genuine. He wasn't thinking about the whole Coach stealing but of course, Coach
It's a Coach
had to
moment.
jump in
Yeah.
there.
Let me make it about me. I am the main character after
I
all.
really, really wanted to see something
Yeah.
different, but I'm kind of over that.
I think
now.
Ozzy handled it well. Yep, that's
Yeah,
the coach I
yeah.
know from South Pacific.
Yeah. You played just
You're
like that.
exactly
Yep,
the
yep.
same. Yeah.
And Coach is still hanging on to a played honorably.
What did you think about this challenge? Pretty classic. I think we've seen all these elements before, but it's always fun seeing them smash those plates, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so they get a leap out, smash or a tile or a plate, and then they get a
Get a
buoy that's
key.
got a key, and they got to do that 3 times. And then the fourth person dives down and retrieves 2 rings. And then they'll unlock a 3rd ring when they get to the final platform, and then they've got to land 3 rings on floating platforms that are out there.
I thought, shoot, Joe was out of there in the water and moved on before the others.
So fast.
Were,
Yeah.
he was just like gone.
Yeah. So the reward is they get camp improvement kits, which for the first winner is a couple of hammocks and a big tarp, and then
Yeah.
a smaller tarp for the second place finishers. And Kamilla ends up sitting out since they have to sit one out on
Joe
Kalo.
must have had a problem, though, with the balance beams that they didn't show us, because he got delayed, didn't he? I
Well,
he was so
Mike
fast
White
out of
caught
the-
up with him.
Exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. So he had to have struggled over some of that, and they didn't show it.
Okay. Yeah.
Or he would have
I don't
been
know
long
exactly.
gone, I think.
Yeah.
Of course, Mike wasn't very far behind him.
No, he was doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah. His new abs are working great.
Yeah, that core is paying off.
I like it that everybody's calling out, look at his abs. look
Yeah.
at-"
That was Kamilla, right?
I think
Look
so.
at Mike's
yeah.
abs. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's getting a big kick out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know Jeff is, so.
Yep. So Mike ends up finishing that first round first, and then Joe, and then Colby eventually gets there. Then we see Ozzy just take off, and of course he blasts through on this kind of thing.
Of course.
And Stephenie, she falls. So Tiffany and Stephenie go in the second round too with Ozzy, and Stephenie falls off, so she ends up costing him some time.
Stephenie fell?
Yeah, she fell off the balance beam.
Oh, I guess I missed that. I must have been making notes because I didn't see it. I know Stephenie had to wait to go for Colby to get onto the platform.
Yep. And then we see Emily and Dee, and Aubry missed on her first jump out to smash the plate, and she did just a horrific belly flop. That was rough. That looked like it probably hurt.
She usually does belly flops.
Yeah.
But
Emily did
Savannah
good.
gets the rings.
Yeah, Emily did good and finished, and then it was up to Savannah. So she jumped in and then dove down.
Well, maybe she didn't want to dive from the higher platform, but that would have got you down there a lot faster.
It certainly worked for Jonathan.
Yeah.
He dived from way up there and went straight down and got the rings.
The picture they took of Jonathan that was on the website, that was just...
He was doing a performance dive, right?
Yes, exactly.
Doing a look at me dive.
His arms spread out. Yeah. It was like, okay.
Aubry gets it on her second jumping attempt. She smashes the tile and gets the key. And then Genevieve, once Aubry finishes, Genevieve goes down and gets the rings for them.
But John has already gotten his rings for his tribe.
Yep.
And, wow, we see that it's Devon's that's going to be throwing the rings for his tribe.
Gets the first one.
Coach, that didn't surprise me that Coach was. I thought he would probably throw those, but...
Coach was doing well. He ends up getting ahead by 2. And Genevieve finally gets there. They've been behind the whole time.
They never got a ring, though, did they? Or did they get one?
I didn't see him get one. Q was throwing for them.
Yeah. So nothing.
Devon gets 1, then Coach gets 2, and then Devon gets his second, and then Devon's wins for Cila, wins reward.
Yay.
The big camp improvement reward.
Oh, yeah.
And then Coach wins for Kalo.
Yeah, they got the
smaller
second
kit.
place prize, and Vatu gets zip.
Coach tells us in his confessional as we're leaving the challenge that all his words are intentional. And I can't remember what he said, but it was basically A is B and B is A. But he made it sound profound as he said it that way.
Okay, over at Vatu. Now, they're drinking these soured coconuts.
Genevieve swears it's like lemonade.
It's like lemonade. It's sour like lemonade. Now, I love lemonade, but...
Colby and Q
honey,
do not agree.
That's just spoiled.
Yeah.
That is, I can't even imagine. Ugh.
Yes. So this was the lead up for the Aubry moment that you were talking about, because they're showing them all tasting the sour coconut and reacting, and Aubry tells us that she's feeling like she's in a lunatic asylum with this group of people. All these dysfunctional relationships. And
that she's in this weird spot, but that she can't lose it because there's changes in Survivor every day. So I'm sure she's thinking too, like we were. We predicted that they'd lose 3 people and would do a swap after this week's. And but I'm jumping ahead. Anyway,
I don't know where you're going with that, but okay.
They are indeed doing a switch next week.
But Genevieve is on to Aubry. Genevieve is a precog. She's a future.
She's put. I don't know. Do you think it was smart of her to tell everyone out there that about her boomerang idol, how she knows all this information?
She told her alliance, yeah.
And that idol could come back to her if he's...
Well, we don't know that she said that, do we?
Well, pretty sure.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe she didn't.
Yeah. I don't know if she included that part, but she says Aubry is being precious with her bag. As in, she's being very protective of it and treating it gingerly, as in it may be holding something. And since Genevieve found the BB, she thinks that maybe Aubry was gifted one and it is in her bag.
Where is Angelina all this time? No sight of Angelina.
Angelina wasn't on the beach when they were commiserating when Kyle got taken away either.
She wasn't?
She wasn't sitting with him in this scene. We did see Angelina last week in that moment come down and say bye. But she wasn't sitting with him on the beach when Genevieve was talking about all her emotions and all that stuff.
Well, I thought it was funny, and they had this whole thing, and they're all cooperating except, of course, for Angelina, who is nobody knows where.
Well,
but,
she was either taking a bathroom break or being interviewed, probably.
Or taking a nap or whatever. I don't know, because they don't show us. But okay, and they looked through there. I really did appreciate how they paid attention and took everything in her bag out in order.
Genevieve was meticulous.
Back in order.
Yes.
Because I would have noticed that. If I had my stuff a certain way, I would have noticed that that they moved it.
So
And
Genevieve was getting amped up about this potential idol in Aubry's bag, and Colby says that it's at a fever pitch, so they're going to search. And Q's got a plan. He's going to be on watch. He's on Popo watch. So if Aubry starts heading their way, he's going to yell Pat's favorite phrase, "Let's go," and give him a heads up. And Stephenie's actually going to go down and talk to Aubry to keep her engaged. And Genevieve begins a meticulous search, which turns up nothing.
Yep.
Genevieve found out tonight that she is a psychic. She was just a little bit ahead of her time.
Okay, let's move on from the bag that held nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jonathan tells us that Coach is his number one.
Yep, my number one is Coach.
I'm like, really?
He is having a grand old time doing the Jonathan thing. He's out on the reef. He's already gotten 2 fish. He's going to feed them. He's going to let everybody think that he's just doing the provider thing.
They had to show that because Jonathan was like, I love it that he's up for adventures and he's really trying to push himself, blah, 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 blah. And he goes out there, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah.
He told him they were going to have to swim out a ways, but it was worth it when you get to the drop-off. And Coach paddled out there in the fins.
That cramps are no joke.
Yeah.
They are incredibly painful because I get them and it's like, oh, no.
Yes.
There's some that would drop you to the ground if you
And
were
she
seeing.
screams at the top of her lungs.
You bet. If I'm in pain, you will know it. So,
Coach was making some moaning sounds, so Jonathan went over and ends up, according to Coach, saving Coach's life.
so it was nice that they had a safety team there so that Jonathan didn't have to do a rescue and swim him back in. That
while holding
they could
the
just
sling.
pull Coach into a boat.
Yes.
And take him back to shore.
Where he has trouble just walking. That was quite the humbling moment for Coach, you know.
Well, it would be for anyone.
Yep.
It's like,
It tickled Mike White. He just loved it. Coach is going out to show he's got the
Mike's
stuff.
got a side to him.
Oh yeah, no, he just like we were talking about in that first episode, he set Coach up just like he was needling Dee about her fake teeth a little bit. Yeah, so he's just tickled that Coach is having a moment with this and ends up needing to be rescued. Like it describes him like a bug floating around on his back in the pool.
Yeah, helpless like in the water like a bug floating in the pool.
Coach tells us that he thought he was good enough to come out here and play, but he would have died if Jonathan had to come over and helped him. And Chrissy's there. She's going to give him a massage. She has Coach lay down so she can massage his calves.
Oh,
work some blood through there.
Don't you dare touch me.
Yeah.
Or certainly don't
What did you think
squeeze
of
it.
Dee's commentary at this point? I loved it.
Oh, that Coach is old and dismantled.
Yeah.
You know he loved that tonight.
That was
watching.
a zinger he wasn't counting on tonight, I'm sure.
Well, it's not the first time to her, let's face it, 53 is really old to her.
Well, she had sung his praises before, but yeah, now
She
she's
said,
just
but he's still got muscles.
saying
he's
the truth.
Old, but he's still got muscles.
now he's dismantled.
Well, now you see
Day
what those
5
old
dismantled.
muscles.
Yeah. And Dee tells us Chrissy's mothering too much. She's getting on people's nerves, and the editors promptly give some examples of that.
And Charlie's, but I like older women. That's my thing. But she's a bit much, and she's really getting under Tiffany and Dee's skin.
Yep.
And Charlie has smartly decided to
Red flag.
distance himself from Chrissy.
He's going to dodge that one. Get away from Miss Chrissy, he said.
Yep. You better go be busy somewhere else.
That's not an alliance he's looking for. Yeah. Get back over to Cila there on day 5. We see Savannah talking to Devins, and she's asking, how much trouble am I in? And then she's telling Devins, no, I didn't get anything. He's still working her a little bit.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely. He asked her point blank, did you get an advantage? And she lies. She looks him straight in the eyes and lies. So, what'd you expect, Rick?
And then we see Ozzy talking to Devins and Savannah, and they're talking about the potential of adding Joe to make a 4-vote alliance there.
Only Ozzy was kind of leaning that ways.
Oh, no, I think Devins and Savannah supported the conversation.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
Savannah was seriously considering it.
Well, Savannah wants to work with Joe, sure, and
She
Devins.
knows she can use
sure.
that, yeah.
I don't think she wants to work with Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah, she's on board with Joe and Rick, but I don't think she wanted Ozzy as the fourth in that.
And then after that discussion, Devins tells us, well, Ozzy was on the chopping block, but voting Joe out would really free me up because this whole honor and integrity shtick just doesn't work well in the game.
Doesn't work for my game.
Yes, lots of friction, basically, is how it gets described over and over.
Yeah. And it's just not gonna work out.
Devins boogered this up, so he invites Joe for a discussion, and they're going to go get water, but he stops momentarily to whisper to Savannah, and of course that set off the warning bells for Joe.
Well, and Joe called him on it right away, and Devins kind of choked a little.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
He was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't matter what you say. You already look guilty talking like that.
Yep. He was not prepared to have that discussion, and it came out awkward. And, of course, Joe picked up on that. Joe's got great instincts, and he pays attention. It's just that the way he chooses to play his game
already
limits him so much.
I don't think he's going to last long. I really don't. Because he is so paranoid. He's going to drive people nuts.
There's other people who want to play with honor and integrity. So
I know, but
if he gets swapped to them,
not on this drive.
Well, yeah. Well, this is
Getting
momentary.
swapped may be his salvation.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There are other people who would like to. Colby would like to, I'm sure.
Yep. Meanwhile, Devins is just wishing Joe would give him a little grace. Come on. People are going to whisper. People are going to lie. Joe, give me some grace, he says. And we see Devins and Cirie and Christian talking. And Devins is wondering, hey, can we leave Joe out of our plans? How are we going to do that?
Like, no.
Well, Joe, what Christian thinks about it for a minute. He said, well, we could develop a Joe rotation, and how we can just ask him what he's thinking over and over again, how he wants to play it.
Well, but Christian wants to work with Devins, and he would work with Joe, but the tension between the two of them is Christian's problem.
Well,
their tension.
Yeah, and Christian says that he's having to play around Joe, too.
And right in the middle of just talking away, he looks down and there's the idol.
The clue to the BB, the Billie Eilish boomerang idol.
Yep, it's like, oh, wow.
Like, he is a good narrator. He hits it perfect. He said, thanks, Billy. We'll hang later.
Yeah, and he went straight to the,
Lots of possibilities.
Who do I want to give it to and then vote him out
How can I use
so
it?
I can have it back?
Yeah. Do I build trust or do I put a mark on him?
Why did he mention
The
Angelina?
Scarlet Bee.
Because I thought he was friends with Angelina. Maybe he's not.
Well, it would just take that off the table so he wouldn't have to. It's kind of like with Joe. He wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
And we see, jumping over to Vatu day 5, Aubry's excited about something. Now there's something in the bag.
Okay, poor Aubry. She had to watch this, how he's planning to,
Scheming.
scheming. And she's like,
Someone's looking out for me.
Someone sent this to me. Maybe I do have an alliance.
Yep.
So I wonder if she's tried to get in with the group and nobody's biting really. But she would seem to be hanging out with Stephenie, okay?
I don't know. She was down on the beach with her eyes closed like she was meditating or something when Stephenie came up.
Yeah, but still. I am still not convinced that Aubry really wants to be there, but it could just be because she can't find her niche in the tribe.
That, and she said she was having trouble balancing her energy. Like it takes a lot of energy for her to interact and be like hyper social, like you have to be in that environment.
And she doesn't
so it can
have
be
it.
there's different interactions, or the challenges can be really draining. She said the same thing happened in Co-Wrong for her. So,
Well, maybe it will work out better than she thinks. Maybe Christian will need her.
Found her balance before. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Cut back to Christian. He says, Godspeed, Aubry Bracco, safe travels. I loved how he played that. That was awesome.
All right.
Way to go, Mr. Poopy Pants. You're rocking now. Good recovery. Over to Vatu, day 6. We see Q, Rizo, and Stephenie out hunting for crabs. And Q tells us Rizzo's lazy. And we see Rizo dipping out. He's like, oh, I cut my finger. I got to go disinfect it.
Oh,
He went back to camp and just sat down and did nothing.
Yeah, that was just his excuse to leave.
Is Rizo really turning a new
And he
leaf?
said, I'm not going to work like this.
Yeah, I didn't do this in my past season. I'm not going to do it here.
I'm not doing it here either. I'm not working.
Too much activity.
Well, neither was Angelina. That's where we saw her. She was up around camp.
Yeah, Q's
not
got the
doing
same
anything.
words for her, too. She
And
just stands like a
Aubry.
statue.
They were just sitting around
Yep.
and talking. And
Not gathering wood. Colby's pretty annoyed. Come on, now we got to gather firewood.
well, Colby did it in a way that's like, look, we really have to, everyone, when you go for a walk, you go anywhere for anything, you come back with at least a handful of firewood.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's not asking too
That's
much.
not like it's like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
And keep the fire going. Don't let the fire go out.
Don't stand there while it goes out.
Yeah. Don't stand there and look
Or
at it.
sit, in Rizzo's case.
And don't put a piece of wood on it or something to keep it going.
Q describes Angelina as a statue, and the editors comply. They show her standing around like a statue. Okay, time for the community challenge. Cila comes in all smiles. Probst notes how polite and friendly everyone is.
I had forgotten that it was Jackson that started the community challenge until Jill mentioned it on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because Nicola was showing some pictures of Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that it was Jackson.
So we've seen these big lizards and snakes before. Probst tells us is a 200-pound snake. They're going to have to race out in pairs into the jungle and grab these 3 snakes and bring them back through some obstacles. They got to go through the net. Thankfully, they didn't include mud this time. And then there's a ropes obstacle that they got to weave the snake through and then place it in a stand.
Quite sure that's why Chrissy's hand went up very quickly.
Yeah, to volunteer to sit out.
Who's going to sit out? Me. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will.
And then once they've retrieved the 3 big snakes, then 3 people take the rope controls and maneuver a ball across a snake maze kind of thing.
Yeah, we were trying to
with
figure it out
obstacles.
just from the picture of it. You know, there's not much to go on with things, but, you know, there was a picture of the table, and we were trying to figure out, how does this work? And
It was pretty interesting, huh? With the 3
cords
different cords
Yeah.
to help guide it.
Yeah, but that makes it harder too. It's having, 3 people trying to maneuver something.
So all 3 of the tribes end up getting the 3 snakes back at about the same time. So it was a lot of work, and Colby and Stephenie had to make up a lot of time because Rizo and Genevieve were so
They
slow with the
did.
first one. Yeah, so they caught back up, and so it was pretty even.
Well, I guess that really surprised me about Genevieve, that she was just telling him, there's no hurry, blah, blah. What was she thinking? Did she want him to lose?
No, I think it was more she was saying, be patient. It's okay. We're going to get there. Don't get flustered. More like that.
Okay.
Devins and Christian had a tough time. They seemed gassed by the time they got to that rope maze.
Yep.
But anyway, they all finished up together, and then they started in on the moving the ball over the snake, and where there's obstacles where the ball can fall through. So you had, for Cila, Ozzy, Cirie, and Christian were working the ropes. For Kalo, Jonathan, Coach, and Charlie. And for Vatu, we had Angelina, Rizo, and Genevieve. And Kalo, Coach was the first one that dropped a ball, fumbled it, and Dee got after him really quick. So dismantled Coach. She's got no patience now. She's on him and says, Coach, get your head in the game. And of course, that just flusters him, gets him angry. I am.
How that little snippet of a girl say that to me. I'm the coach.
Right, the Dragon Slayer.
I'll slay this dragon.
And then it's Christian's turn to have trouble, didn't he? It seemed like it was him both times that we saw Cila
I thought
drop.
It was totally.
Yeah.
Christian. At least it looked like it from what they showed us.
Yeah.
Is that he lifted up. And I'm sure, Ozzy could have lost his patience too, but...
Well, he did a little. He yelled.
Well, yeah, but, it's difficult. You really want to win, and I'm sure Ozzy certainly didn't want to go back to tribal council since his name had been thrown around.
Yep. I think that it was huge, that push by Colby to catch up, because
Yeah.
Vatu ends up winning. So that's probably the most we saw of Angelina, was helping out with that puzzle there. And then Kalo ends up coming in second. They get it together and get it to drop. So Cila's going back to tribal council.
Yep, because I'd already written down that Mike and Charlie, Chris and Devins had gotten back second. And then I had to change it because Colby and Steph
Finished before them.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let's change that.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice Dee went up and smacked Charlie on the butt as they were leaving? I wonder what
You
that was
said
about.
that, but I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. What was that? And we get some confessional commentary from Ozzy on the way out. He says that was a devastating loss, but thankfully I've got an idol and an extra vote. And he apologizes to Jeff because he pulls the idol out. That's one of those famous crotch idols.
Oh.
Sorry, Jeff. But Ozzy tells us he is not going home tonight.
Yeah. Well, luckily he didn't play it, so he still has it. Okay, back at camp.
Devins tells us the second tribal council is definitely going to be harder.
Yeah, he said very difficult. And I don't know. He was thinking about Ozzy, Savannah, and Joe, but
Those are all targets in play.
Well, targets, and yet does he want to be in an alliance with them? One minute he wants to, maybe an alliance. And
I felt like that was a good demonstration of how confusing it is when you're doing the scramble, trying to figure out how the vote's going to go.
And it's like 1 minute it's this, the next minute it's that, and then these come in. I can barely keep up.
Imagine what it's like when you're doing it and it's your life and the game at stake. Yeah. We see Emily talking to Cirie and considering Ozzy, and then Cirie doesn't say no. She said, yeah, let's do the pros and cons of Ozzy and Joe. And look at these. That
was so smart of Cirie. That's why I didn't want her to go out early. I love seeing her do those things. Mm-hmm. Knowing that that's pre-thought out, and she's just so good at that.
The pro of keeping Ozzy is that he's got no social game, so he can help you, and he's not a social threat at all.
So, and she just led her right back to Savannah. Mm-hmm. And then
she got
did
an
the
advantage.
Same thing with Christian and then Devins.
Yep.
And it seemed so simple, and I thought it was all done.
You did.
Yeah, she told Ozzy.
She just makes suggestions and it happens.
Just magic at strategy, he said. Ozzy's still in awe of her, which he should be.
He's so in awe that he gives her the extra vote, which just tickles Cirie because she's never had an advantage of her own before. I didn't recognize that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, first ever advantage.
And that Ozzy gave it to her. Mm-hmm. She protected him, or I didn't know if it was going to stay that way. Afterwards, when Devins started talking to Joe, and
well, just before that, we see Savannah and Joe talking, and Joe.
Oh yeah.
The way he asked her, he said, what was the whisper about? Wanted to get it. And she said, well, I was, we were working on bringing you in as the fourth. And of course, Joe can't track and understand why then Devins wouldn't have gone ahead and said that. And so it's got Joe flummoxed. He's telling us he's got PTSD from the way he got lied to the last time. And he doesn't want that to happen again. He feels like that's happening again. Well, that's because it's happening again, Joe. Again, he's got good instincts.
Yeah, but he seems to be doing this to himself.
And so we see him and Devins talking. Off. Yeah, well, he can't get out of his own way, too. So Devins says, you're trying to catch me in something.
Yeah, you're not trusting me. You're trying to catch me in something. You're questioning me.
Joe correctly and clearly responded. Look, I asked you a question. You could just answer it. I'm not trying to catch you in anything.
He cut him off, though. I was like, Joe's not listening. Rick's trying to communicate, but Joe just kind of...
Well, they kept speaking over each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did. But I thought, that's not going to go anywhere. But
Joe kept saying, it doesn't make sense. And Devin responded, well, why are you pressuring me?
Well, and for Devin to just get up and walk away, it's like, well, if you are about to say things, you need to keep your mouth shut.
Sure.
That's the right thing to do.
It's good to walk away.
But, it just intensified Joe.
Yeah.
But I was like, Joe, you're not listening.
He seemed to center himself pretty quickly, though. He said, well, I'm going to try and be the bigger person here.
Well, then
and go find out who the team wants, and that's who I'll vote for.
They show us Joe going to Christian and saying...
It was weird talk, but through the hammock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Such a weird shot with Christian lurking behind the hammock and Joe looking through it. It's just odd. I'm like,
and Joe's
what is going on?
Well, who are we going to vote for?
Yeah.
Christian's like, I
don't want to talk around camp.
Joe.
Well, first he said he didn't want to say around camp, and then that's when he gives us the title. Christian gives us the title. He said, my role here is on the therapy carousel, trying to keep everybody calm.
Well, it was just like that. And but I thought, Joe, you're being the problem here. People, at that point, I don't think there's anybody wanting to play with him except Savannah.
Yeah.
They're like, ugh. Because they like Devins, too. And there's so much tension between them. That is not a good place to be, is between people that have intense tension.
Which is where Christian and Ozzy and Cirie find themselves.
And sleep and
yep.
all together. And Cirie's like, well, maybe we vote Joe. But then Savannah turns people back on to Miss Cirie, saying, well, I'm wondering if she's not just protecting Ozzy.
We saw Cirie talking to Emily and Savannah and targeting Joe, ask them if they would consider that. And of course, that's Savannah's, she's got that dialed in too. She sees exactly what Cirie's doing.
Yep. And what did I say? You better get Savannah out, Cirie, before she gets you out. Or Ozzy. One of you. Because, she can cause a lot of tensions to build up about you and Ozzy.
Yeah, it was interesting watching Devins and Emily talk to Savannah, too. And where Savannah talks about Cirie protecting Ozzy. And Emily goes, yeah, that's definitely, we've seen that.
She's wanted Ozzy out from the get-go.
Emily, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she says she wants Ozzy out, not Cirie. They want Ozzy out.
And we see Emily talking to Christian and saying, yep, she still prefers Ozzy, yep. But Joe seems to be sinking his own ship. It's chaotic.
And then all of a sudden there's an opening and it's just Christian telling Devins about the idol he found.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But it wasn't just that. I loved how they made a plan. Well, Devins made a plan.
Oh, yeah,
He's like, hey, how about we hide a fake idol at Tribal Council?
Give me that paper. Give it to me.
We're going to have some fun with this.
Look official.
Yeah.
We might need it in the future so they don't vote for us. And he tells him to create a diversion so he can plant the fake idol right there at Tribal Council.
Yeah. I thought he was going to do it like in the voting booth or something. I was watching when they were voting to see if he did something.
I thought, but I
didn't realize that it was going to be this elaborate.
People wouldn't get to see that. So I thought.
Well, we would. It would just be for our benefit.
Yeah. I thought he was going to do it like during Tribal or something. But no, he waited.
They had a plan.
He managed to be the last one to get up to
What were you thinking going into Tribal Council? Devins tells us it could be Ozzy, it could be Savannah, or it could be Joe. They're all still targets.
I was still hoping it would be Savannah, or at least Joe.
I wasn't sure how it was going to break. I felt like it was very likely it could go Joe's way because he was causing so much friction.
Well, yeah, I did too. But I thought, Joe is not as big a threat to you as Savannah is.
Yeah, I think once they analyzed it, that came out.
Yeah. You can manage Joe. You're not going to manage
unless
Savannah.
You get an alliance like Joe had in 48 with a significant group of people who want to play the honor integrity way, even though it's almost impossible to do that.
But there's not a one of them that
there's no
even
threat
wants to.
from someone. Yeah, well, Joe's on a tribe of where no one wants to play that way. So
Exactly.
it means Joe's not a threat. He's just friction. He causes everything to be harder than it needs to be.
He needs to be with Coach and
Colby and Stephenie and
Yeah.
Jonathan.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see how that breaks here shortly. Okay, Tribal Council Night 6.
The coach would lie to him. Come on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. While saying that he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he would always say he didn't. Not it. Nope.
Yep, Joe catches the first question. Probst is wondering what's going on with the intensity. Is it different this
Yeah.
time? And
He felt the tension.
maybe. I mean, he gets briefed on stuff, so you
Well,
never know
maybe.
with Probst if there's something intuitive going on or it's not just the producers telling him about what's happening. But he owns it so well. He says that Rick and I had an argument, and that's what's affecting the mood. And
And it was partly him.
Deffins was
But we hashed it out.
he was in lockstep with him. He said, well, you know, Joe and I have so much in common with our physicality. So he hit it
What?
with humor. Yeah, we're similar physically, and we're also stubborn. And so, yeah, Devins really helped break the tension there. Joe was doing a good job of owning it, but Devins, I thought,
I thought
really
he,
got the humor in there, too.
he partly owned it, like he said. Mm-hmm. He didn't fully own.
Well, it wasn't all his fault. Devins
No,
contributed
but
to
he
that.
Still, it bothered me that he was. I don't know. Anyway.
Cirie catches a question
Not
about
listening.
having to deal with uncertainties, and she said, "Oh yeah, with the speed of this
okay.
game, the caliber of the player, you just got to listen to your gut." Do you
Well,
felt like you listened to your gut when you made your vote off pick this week, like I was encouraging
I
you
don't
to
know.
do?
My gut was churning a lot today, so I don't know.
You had some of that ubicky GI going on, huh?
My gut. So I kind of really didn't like Jeff saying, your gut's not enough. To Ozzy. It's
Right,
like,
Ozzy?
"Well, Ozzy,
You
right?
got blindsided.
Your
You thought
gut's
you were
not
okay.
enough. Listening to your gut's
Yeah.
not enough. I thought, wait a minute. Now, when did you become a cast member?
Ozzy handled that really well, though. He said, "You know what? I raised my voice at the challenge. I shouldn't have done that."
I got frustrated and I
Yep,
shouldn't
and
have
I
done that
spooked
today.
Christian and Cirie in the challenge. So he took some responsibility for that, trying to take some of the heat off Christian, I think.
Well, Savannah must have got the vibe that it was her because, she already seemed almost teared up. And
she made an emotional plea here when she caught the
I only
next
know
question.
a small part of people's gameplay, and I was scared, but I had to learn to open up. And so she basically told her story and kind of broke down a little bit.
About how she had learned to be vulnerable and be
Yeah,
herself,
yeah.
and that's what she's been doing.
And she was hoping that they would work with her. So
Mm-hmm.
she made her pitch. So either somebody told her or she had gotten the vibe. And then Christian's answer to anything Jeff had, solidarity.
Well, he got asked about what his criteria was for making the decision.
Solidarity.
Yeah, he was looking to build solidarity.
The more uncertainty, the more you seek safety.
Yep.
And Jeff's like, okay,
And he said
it's time
he
to
qualified that with when uncertainty pervades, and Savannah's advantage was an uncertainty.
Yep.
Of course, that just as well could have been directed at Joe. Time to vote. Ozzy holds his idol when
Well,
that
she
question
did
comes
lead
up.
with her advantage, but it wouldn't have. I thought of this earlier. I thought that's not going to help her if everyone's against her. But,
Right.
You
at
know,
this
block
stage.
a vote. Sure, go ahead.
Well, she
It
was
makes
trying to build
no
alliances so that it could be useful to her.
She should have offered somebody that block of votes.
Could have used it to try to buy a
Maybe
stay.
once.
I don't think that would have worked with this
No,
crew.
I don't think so either.
Yep, so Savannah catches a vote, Ozzy catches one, and then Savannah is out.
Yep, she voted for Ozzy, and the rest of the people
Two
voted
down, one to go.
unanimously.
Right?
I
Two
like
winners
that
out.
I don't like them coming back to tribal again,
Mm-hmm.
but at least they voted unanimously.
Solidarity. Do you think they have it?
No,
No, not with Joe.
no, I don't.
That friction's not going to go away.
But it's not going to matter.
Ozzy was thankful.
Much, so.
He said as much.
Oh,
and
you bet.
Savannah cries on her way out and thanks Jeff too while she gets snuffed.
Yep.
And then, dun dun dun, we get the diversion that you were talking about before.
Yep.
So Devins gets ready. He gets the fake idol out, and Christian falls when he goes over to get his torch. And Devins quickly hides the idol there in the rocks at Tribal Council.
That actually, even though I knew he was supposed to create a diversion, it surprised me.
Me too. I wasn't tracking it
I was
at
like,
all.
What?
And
What happened?
then afterwards, he was like meandering, and Cirie was concerned for him. She said,
Are you
"Let me go
okay?
first."
Are you okay? Well,
Yeah,
let me go
because he
first.
seemed to be walking the wrong way out of Tribal
She's like,
Council.
He's not walking very quickly.
He's not right.
He's not.
Child ain't right.
Something's wrong, but it worked. I don't
perfectly.
even think Jeff saw it.
Maybe not.
Because Jeff was commenting at the time.
Yeah.
Rick was walking up, and Jeff was commenting, "Oh, Christian." Now, surely somebody saw it, but
Yeah. Well, the camera did. They showed us.
Yeah, the cameraman, of course, because they kind of zoomed in on it and showed us. But that was so perfectly done,
Yeah. Bravo.
and it
Quite the
did take
performance.
the both of them. So,
Okay. What are your thoughts on episode 2? Did you enjoy it?
oh, very much.
Yeah. It had a good pace, huh?
Yeah, a little bit hectic there at the. I was like, whoa.
You get to feel what that's
I was-
like a little bit.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, yeah, man, Cirie is working her magic. And then the next
And
minute,
it's not working.
one person says something else, and then, yeah, let's vote them out.
Yeah.
Let's vote this. Let's vote that one. Then it's like, no. Go back
She
to
built
what
a tower
Cirie said.
and someone jinged. Yeah, pulled it out and
It's
it fell.
like, holy moly. This thing can just.
It's a house of cards. It can
And
tip over
I
easy.
don't think Emily is. It surprises me. She doesn't seem. I don't know why she wants Ozzy out so much. I don't get it. I don't think he's.
Well,
a
you're
threat
protective
to
of
her
Ozzy
so
the way
much.
Cirie is.
Yeah, but you'd think she'd be afraid of Cirie, and she doesn't seem to be afraid of Cirie at all.
Well, especially not if she takes Ozzy away from her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And Savannah didn't seem afraid of Cirie either.
No, I think Savannah would have got Cirie.
I do too. That's why I said, you better get that girl out of there. She's going to turn some people on you, and it's just going to be done.
Yep.
So,
When the numbers dwindle, alliances can shift.
But yeah, I was just like, whoa, that made my mind spin a little.
Yeah, it was good.
'Cause it was so rapid, but to think that they're going through that, like right up till they walk off toward tribal.
It was interesting to see Vatu try to restructure and try to prep for, whatever may happen, and try to rebuild after they lost Kyle and being down 2 votes. See that alliance, see it, if it could stay there. And Aubry was having like some real emotional challenges in the game, struggling, and then here comes Christian sending her an idol, and now she's back on track.
Well, which you thought was so funny that she got the idol after they searched her bag.
Yes, Genevieve
Like,
was right. She was
awesome.
just at the wrong time on that day.
She
Yeah,
was afraid somebody sent her an idol.
that's so funny that it ends up
well,
in
and
her
they
bag
did.
after they did the search that day.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And it didn't, if she noticed anything different in her bag, she probably would have just thought, in carrying it and moving it, something moved or something. But
Well, she's got the perfect cover now. It's been fully detailed search.
yeah,
And she doesn't have anything as far as they know. Yeah. Kalo was interesting. It was more about dilapidated coach and his shortfall from grace. Whatever grace he had maybe at the beginning of the game. D ain't giving him any breathing room
I
anymore.
wanted to put Chrissy safe, but I just thought, well, I don't think they'll lose. They've been, pretty strong in challenges, actually. And I thought, I kind of thought she would be the first to go. But now I don't know. I guess they still like Coach okay.
Coach
but
is giving her a run for her money, yeah.
it just, with these people, they're not afraid to vote anybody out. It's
Yeah.
like, man, I don't care who you are or what, It's like, we'll vote you out. We got the numbers. Bye-bye.
And you had the Cila circus hard at work in this episode. That was fun to watch all that happening. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in Vatu, I thought, wow, Colby and Q, I'm surprised if they weren't their strongest people, because they absolutely are.
Yeah.
Rizo has no strength for challenges.
Nope.
So, Q and Colby kind of carry that end of it. Plus, Stephenie's no slouch either. But Rizo, he never was all that great in most challenges.
His story's yo-yoing, huh?
Yeah, a lot.
He's down, he's up, he's down, he's up.
And Aubry,
now
too.
he's down again.
Aubrey's mostly down so far.
No, she's up now. She got an idol. Somebody's looking out for her. She got an angel. Well, I enjoyed it. That was really quite fun.
Too.
Yep. Next time on Survivor.
I am loving the season. So, okay, next time on Survivor.
Tribe swap. Drop your buffs.
Oh, yeah, that's the big one.
Yep. And then we see him going in a big blindfold challenge where they got a collar up on a stand.
They're tied together in twos and blindfolded.
And somebody either throws a ring or they pull one down, and it looked like that was what, Rizo and Charlie maybe?
It looked like there was something balanced up on top that just fell off and hit him in the head.
Yeah, tickled Probst. He got a big smile out of him.
Well,
right on the noggin, he said.
That could be dangerous to hit him straight down on top of the head.
I think Charlie was covering his head. I don't think Rizo was. So he got bonked, if that's who that was. So we get a little bit of insight into what the new tribes are.
Yeah, the next thing we see is Joe talking to Genevieve and Colby.
Yep.
And Aubry saying that, and Joe saying, Aubry said that to you? And then Aubry saying, screw them all.
Yep.
So we know that by that Colby, Joe, Genevieve, and Aubry are on Kalo now.
Right, from
Kalo.
the buff that they had on. Yep.
Yeah. So they're what, 7 people?
Yep, 3 tribes of 7 is where they're headed.
So there's 3 other people on there. We don't know who they are yet. But then they go over to the new Vatu, and we see Emily and Christian in those buffs. Mm-hmm. And somebody said, why Emily?
Yeah, Christian said something, but his mouth's blurred, so he must have been saying some bad words there in response to whatever it was she told him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and it kind of looked like in the challenge that maybe Tiffany and Stephenie and Q had those color buffs on, but I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, it's really hard to see.
Yeah,
that
it
distance.
is. But in Cila, the new Cila, we do know that Charlie and Rizo are over there.
Yep.
And Charlie's really going on about something. This is crazy. It's insanity.
Well, Rizzo's there, and so the most likely thing to think is that Rizzo's telling him, oh, Colby and Q don't have votes.
Oh, that's right. They still don't have votes till after they go to tribal.
Yeah.
Yikes. Really, Rizo?
So do you think this is going to be good for, let's see, your USB's Cirie?
I don't know. I don't know where she is or where Ozzy is I don't know.
Yeah.
Have no idea where she ended up.
Well, the Cila tribe was definitely having some troubles, so maybe she'll end up in a better place.
Well, I hope she ends up with Ozzy, but if not, oh well.
She's got an extra vote.
She knows how to scramble. Well,
Yeah.
did he actually give it to her?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's why she said, I never had
she
one
has it
before.
in the hand.
Yeah. This is not like the one that Sarah Lucina gave her that she couldn't do anything with. This is an actual usable advantage.
yeah, what was it again? Extra vote.
Yes.
Okay, so Cirie's got that now, and Ozzy's just got the idols.
And 2 winners are gone. They are off the table
That's
in season
right.
50. Just D remains. So hopefully they'll get rid of D in this next episode.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, but
all
I
bets
don't know
are
where
off.
she'll end up.
Yeah,
for sure.
you have to, we'll have to figure out how the scramble pans out, basically.
Depends on who she's with and who's afraid of her and that kind of thing. So, but we figured, I don't think this is going to be the last switch. I think they're going to vote off 3 more and switch again
Yeah, and
into threes.
I don't think they'll do a double with a swap happening because the way the timing would work out, because they're going to think they're going to a challenge. They're going to do the swap. Then we got to get tribe time. There'll probably be another journey, and then they'll do an immunity challenge. And so we'll just lose one in the third episode, but the fourth could be another double. Most likely will be.
Don't confuse things ahead of time.
Okay.
I thought that's why we thought, because you were thinking that they would go to 2 tribes next. And I said, no, not with, there will be
My
7
math was
people.
wrong. Yeah.
7 people on each tribe. They're going to go to another 3. But they'll be even tribes again. They'll do 7, 7, and 7. And so that makes sense. And then I thought, and I bet money, because it's this season and they want to keep these people moving, and you're going to have to work for it.
Right.
That when they drop 3 more people, that'll take them down to what, 18?
To do 3 sixes.
Yes.
The
And
normal
then they'll
season
do
40 kind of.
3 tribes of
balance.
6. Now, then after that, if they drop, I think then they might go to 2. Or they could just go straight into the merge, but I don't think so. I think they'll go to 2 first. I think they want to keep shaking it up,
Shuffle. Yeah. Readjust,
I don't know
readjust,
that. That's
adapt.
just my guess.
Yep. Good stuff.
But
All right. Well, I think we're in agreement. That was a pretty exciting episode 2.
It has been. You and I have just been. I was really wanting another episode the day after.
You're ready to binge the
I want
season,
another
aren't you?
one right now.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was like,
Yeah.
why isn't this a season we can just binge? I want to binge it, but
Yeah, you've been doing like Michael was
yes.
talking about, where you're watching the Survivor channel where the episodes are
have.
playing. Yeah, you couldn't get enough Survivor
Yes,
after
and
that
the
first one.
videos online, I haven't been able to see all of the stuff because Jeff, they were all snowed in at the premiere week in New York, and that big snowstorm, and they were at the hotel there. They were going to do this and that and the other, and the snow prevented a lot of the things they were going to do. So they had to, and Jeff was just walking around in there. They were going to show the show to them on a small TVs or something because they couldn't have the big screen. They were going to, and they were ordered pizzas like it was an after show party, but it was a pre-show party. He's like, well, just ordered them pizzas, and we've got wine and stuff to have, and we're going to watch this, and people are just talking to each other, and Jeff's walking around with a little handheld mic and just interviewing them. And Christian kept trying to take the mic, and Jeff was like, no, Christian, can't have the mic. He's like, I'll never get it away from him.
How about a JSFL update?
I can do that. All right. We have 9 people tied in first with 11 points. There were 2 people who lost their USB for Savannah. 31 people lost a safe point, and 71 people earned a vote-off point.
All right.
Including us.
Yep.
So that was pretty good.
I'm just amazed you ended up back there.
Right back where I started.
Yeah, given all your
Right back where I started. Right up to like
flip-flopping
what?
and
It was after 7. I'm like, okay, this is time. I have to make this decision again.
Yeah.
And I had to make you stop what you were doing so you could listen to me.
You burned so much energy doing this. Yep.
And I was like, but this, and what about this? But it could be this. And okay, and I had 4 people that I kept rotating. Anyway, enough of that. Side challengers with 10 points in first place is still Stacy.
Early lead. I'm sure it won't last.
Lead. 9 points, Rebecca. 8 points, Anderson, Jeremiah, and Parker. With 7 points, Johnny, Justin, and Lisa Ray. And with 4 points, Drew.
All right. He did get some
got
picks
points
in.
in-
Yes.
in
Good job,
his-
Drew.
Getting his picks in gave him points.
Congrats.
So, good job, everybody.
Well, you've heard us do the recap. We've hit all the high points and our perspective on it. We're looking forward to hearing your thoughts on episode 2. If you enjoyed it or you found it frustrating or unfulfilling or however it hit you. We'd love for you to call and join in on the listener feedback show. The number is 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. You can always record your own audio and send that in, or you can type it up and we will read your feedback into the show. The email is joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com. Feedback's due noon Eastern time on Saturday. We ask that you keep it in that 3-minute range so we can get everybody in there. Had a fantastic listener feedback episode last week, and I'm looking forward to hearing what people thought about this one. Do you have a Christian Hubicki level of embarrassing moment to share with everyone? Who are you hoping ends up on a tribe together for the shuffle? And then our classic questions we include every week. How did your assessment of the castaways change after what you saw them do this week? And who do you think's playing the best? Who's in jeopardy of being voted out next? Who impressed you the most? These aren't questions to you, Scooter.
No, I'm asking you. Who do you think is going to be voted out? Because we don't even know who the tribes are.
Well,
so I'm looking at annoying people.
Yeah, the people who've been flagged are up to this point. Everything can change with the shuffle.
Oh, yeah, on a dime, yeah.
But Ozzy's been targeted, obviously. So has Joe on old Cila. And then on old Kalo, we've got Chrissy and Coach have been put forward as possibilities. On Vatu, you've got Angelina, Aubry, and Rizo still potentially. I think he's yo-yoed down again with the laziness catching up with him.
Well, what tribe would he get on that wouldn't think? Well, but they said Angelina has done absolutely nothing either.
They seem to be in good company with
Aubry.
2 others.
So, yeah, they
Two
seem
other
to
lazy
be fine.
butts. Yeah.
But I don't know who's cooking. Who's making? Oh, they don't. Not everybody has fire. That's right. Well,
Jonathan seemed to have a mess of fish for Kalo.
Flints.
Yeah.
Well, even Coach brought back one little fish on his thing when he was trying to walk on the beach. I don't know if Jonathan did it and sent it back with him, but he had a little bit of fish on there.
Yeah.
When he was hobbling along the sand.
Oh, I didn't see
didn't
that.
see it?
No.
Well, we'll have to rewatch. So
Definitely. Yep.
that's
Good deal.
what they'll get us by till.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts on episode 2 in season 50. If you're enjoying it, how's it going? Yep. Give us a heads up. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think that's it.
Have a good one.